doing that. So,
Calvin can hear us. That's
yay!
good. Taylor can hear us. That's good.
We're streaming.
So while Jeffrey tweets at things,
Solution.
I thought maybe I'd give like a brief background as to why this is interesting in various ways, and maybe a little bit of historical context going into it.
Go for it.
So, to start personally, my grandfather was born in Tehran and came to the United States right before the revolution. It was early mid 70s. Don't know the exact date. He came here. He said that part of the world was dead and we didn't need to know anything about it, and so refused to engage us at all with any aspects of Persian culture. But I have since gotten a degree in Middle Eastern Studies, which he would have been horrified if he knew about. He passed away when I was in high school. So that's my personal history. I've got still a lot of Iranian family that I'm close to. As far as the context of the game, there are kind of two interesting aspects. There's first, the gaming in Iran is really, really interesting. Because of the status of the sanctions and whatnot, they import a lot of games, but they're bootleg games. So they've got these bootleg game stores because that's the best that they can do. If you really want to look at the history of gaming in Iran, Polygon did a fantastic piece a couple of months ago, and it's a good long read. And if you're not into reading that long, they've got actually a podcast form of it where they talk about it, and that's excellent too. So the game itself, or the super brief overview of Iran walking into the 1979 revolution, there was a Persian dynasty called the Qajari dynasty, which is the word from which I derive my handle on a lot of games.
Cool.
Yeah. And they were overthrown by the people, and then there was kind of like this mishmash of various political groups. They instituted a shahdom, a monarchy. It was a constitutional monarchy in the early 1900s, and that was the Shah. And then basically what happened is that the Shah was very, very pro-Western and kind of anti-Islamic and like forcefully secularist. So they banned facial coverings, they banned segregation of the sexes. They would like go around and tear the headscarves off of women because they were really they wanted to be super Western and secularized.
It's like the extreme far end, like what
right.
A lot of Middle Eastern governments get criticized for now.
Right.
This is like the complete horrible, oppressive opposite end of that.
Yeah, so this was early 1900s. So you had the Shah really wanting to get close to the West. And then what happened was there was kind of somewhat of rumblings of a revolution in the early 1900s, and then British and Russian forces established. It was kind of a coup of the Shah, and they put the son on the throne, Reza Pahlavi, and he was put on the throne. And that guy was still very pro-Western. He gave access to the Anglo something oil company. So the British controlled all the oil in Iran. And it was still very pro-Western, and that made everybody really upset because all of this money was getting poured out of Iran into British coffers, and inflation was terrible, and the economy was terrible. I'm going to keep this brief.
Yeah. No, go ahead and keep talking while I just get the game started, so we can get past loading screens and stuff.
So basically, you've got this Shah who's seen as a Western puppet, right?
Yeah. Sometimes my game capture doesn't quite work, so I'm going to grab it again.
So he's seen as a puppet of the West. And so the people overthrew him and democratically elected a new president who ran on a platform of basically nationalizing the profits, nationalizing the oil, so that it was Iran for the Iranians. And of course the West didn't like that very much because we were getting all the oil money. So we overthrew the democratically elected government of Iran in the early 60s, I think, and then reestablished the Shah so that he would be friendly to our interests. This further divided the country so that people were even more angry with the West, understandably. And so you had these two groups that were really, really angry. You had the hardline right Islamists who were led by now Ayatollah Khomeini. Mm-hmm. And then you had the leftists who were anti-globalization and just, actually kind of Marxist and somewhat atheistic in their views, but they both had a common enemy, and that common enemy was the puppet of the Shah.
Yeah.
So those combined.
And the way that you can tell the difference is that the people on the right had beards, and the people on the left have mustaches.
So basically,
That sounds like a massive oversimplification. It's actually super accurate.
it's actually pretty accurate. Yeah. So Khomeini was out. He was in exile effectively, and then the combined forces of the hardline right Islamists and the left overthrew the Shah in the 1979 revolution and established the Islamic Republic that we see now.
Wow.
So this is, from what I understand, this is the story, and I think that this is kind of taking the perspective of some of the leftist revolutionaries that were trying to overthrow the Shah. So
let's check it out.
Let's get started.
And I have no idea, genre-wise, I have no idea what to expect from this at all.
Thank you for tolerating my long-winded history lesson.
No, it's fascinating. I didn't, I haven't known anything about this. I'm looking to this game to educate me. So, during the summer of 1978, thousands of Iranians flooded the streets and fought for change despite their class, religious beliefs, and political allegiance. They erupted in a bloody uprising against the self-appointed king, the Shah, which had experiences based on real stories, real people. The choices you make will shape your experience in this revolution and the fates of those around you. Interesting. So even though history turned out a certain way, it sounds like they're still letting us choose how, our actions affect the lives of individuals we know, which, ends up really being what's important to people
If you're listening to this,
living through things like this.
Unfortunately, this will be my last drop, as I've been forced into hiding.
I wonder.
The U.S. hostage situation, it's become unsafe to get anything out of Iran.
I wonder if you can turn this into like Persian audio with English subtitles.
Oh, I wonder, yeah. I'll have to look in that in a second.
Lives depend on it, including my own. If anything should happen to me, you must trust me.
Oh, I have no idea why I was selecting that.
Our darkest days are still ahead of us.
Seemed important, though.
Remember what I said when I first joined the revolution?
Peace is the best weapon. Freedom or death. Not worth the sacrifice. Let's say peace is the best weapon. I'm gonna be
The only way to defeat this violent regime is through peaceful protest.
They found us.
Baby, what's going on?
Quick, grab the plans. We need to go now.
Okay, where is it?
So at this point, 1978, what you're seeing is the Shah has been moved into exile, and he's on vacation. He says he's on vacation.
Okay.
And he's appointed a prime minister that is currently ruling over Iran, and the prime minister is doing everything he can to try to keep everything together. And so the prime minister actually invited Khomeini back out of exile into Iran as a way of appeasing the protests. So he's still in power.
Yeah.
Khomeini is kind of establishing a rival government, a secondary government, and these two governments, the established parliament and the right-wing
You get those
Khomeini,
plans?
are in competition.
I'm trying to.
Reza, leave it. Come on, we have to go.
I don't know how to get it. I was clicking on it. It seemed like that's what I wanted, but I didn't see a way to do anything else with it. Okay.
Come on!
I clicked and it cleared the tutorial, but it didn't count as clearing the. It didn't count as well. That frustrates me on a UX level. We'll see if this continues with my failure or if I'm just done.
That was the end of the game. Roll credits. You've been arrested and executed.
That's what it's like to revolt against a Middle Eastern regime.
So this is cool. This is showing pre-revolutionary images. You can kind of see how westernized Iran was pre-revolution.
Yeah, so I like this intro. It's pretty cool.
It's like True Detective is what it seems to me.
But yeah, so apparently left clicking continued that tutorial, but it didn't actually count as clicking in the box. So I wonder if that really made it. Yeah. I feel like the tutorial might have needed a little bit more.
Little
bit more work. Because I also, again, I couldn't figure out how to take the secret plans.
Yeah.
I could click on them and look at them, but I couldn't
So at this point in the timeline that they've entered us into, the Prime Minister invited Khomeini and said, I want you to establish a Persian Vatican in the holy city of Qom. And so...
Trying to basically co-opt the...
Right.
Yeah.
There are all these people that are incredibly upset. I can't just force them to be quiet, so I'm going to incorporate them and make them feel like their voices are heard and they've got a say in the government, and maybe that'll avert a crisis. At this point, nobody in the West thought that it would lead to a revolution in 1978. They all thought that it was perfectly fine. Carter was president at the time.
This is prior to that hostage crisis, right?
I think this is about the start of the hostage crisis because it happened so quickly. They took over the embassies.
The hostage crisis happened under...
You're a very lucky man, Mr.
It started with Carter and it ended under Reagan.
Yeah. Mostly to flip off Carter, I think.
Right. Actually, yeah, there's some evidence that it would have been resolved, and the Reagan administration got Iran to hold on to him a little bit longer so Reagan could be the one to resolve it.
Don't want any tea.
This could be
He won't forget this. This is very much like a Telltale game.
because here correcting paths. Is that what you call this? Not to disrespect.
I can read it. I don't understand all of it, but I can read it.
I mean, like you can pronounce it.
I can pronounce it. Yeah, I know the letters. I know what the sounds are, but I took 1 year of Farsi in college, and that's about all I've got.
Instead of helping the new regime, you masterminded horrendous acts of violence against us.
I actually know more Arabic than Farsi at this point, weirdly.
I can save you. This one, redemption is the only thing that can save you. Open it. No, open it. Or are you afraid to confront your fears rather than foundation and the institution? Without being used to identify those who want to survive. Show me fair.
So wait, does this guy represent Khomeini's side?
Right. So at this point, you've
Okay.
got two governments, and they're both vying for power.
Oh, gotcha.
Conspiring to carry out a series of attacks against the Islamic Republic of Iran.
So Khomeini said he doesn't recognize the prime minister's government. This is the new provisional government.
Not really Khomeini.
Do you know what we do to traitors here?
I wonder if I can get myself killed right now.
Can we shift the cameras up?
Oh, shift the cameras up? How come? Oh, so people can read? Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, that's what
I'll have to do it in a second, though. We're going to lose video if I do it.
Inshallah. I know so much
Actually.
about you. I know that you are coming
Oh, it did work.
from a very well connected family who are loyal to the Shah. And I know about this Savak.
Savak is the Persian equivalent of the CIA.
I know that when you returned from Germany, you joined our
Or
father,
maybe
the Shah.
Secret Service is more accurate, because they mostly work domestically.
Gestapo?
Gestapo, to an extreme, yeah. Yeah. If you wanted to go there.
Yeah, same like what you
I am.
Secret police.
You are the interior.
Actually, the most close would be Mossad from Israel. They'd be the closest analog, I would say. Or FSB, perhaps.
Logic, but you already knew that, didn't you? Now, what is my name?
Mr. Dona, at your back.
I like getting quizzes right.
Reza. Why can't you show me the decency of remembering my name?
You just said your name.
Is Asadullah Lajavardi. But here in heaven, they call me Hajar.
Betting if I spoke Farsi, that might mean more to me. His nickname.
You gotta pick.
Oh,
I think it means. I think Agha is like father, and Hajj is somebody who has traveled on the Hajj. It's like father.
Like a
Yeah.
so it's probably just an honorific title, it's like saying, insisting on calling him sir.
Right. Yeah. With very clear religious overtones.
yeah.
Yeah, Zarnathian, we're planning on playing Dark Souls 3 tomorrow. I don't have it, but CPH is going to come in here and unlock it for us.
We get to watch people die at Dark Souls for a
The
while.
three
Yeah.
men arrested with you have been executed. They confess.
Clearly, I should not confess then.
We found your plans to bomb the revolutionary guards and headquarters.
Are they prisoners delimiting you?
Your sources?
Well, if all the other prisoners are dead, I don't think so.
Do you know what this is?
No.
City boy like you
A truncheon?
never refused.
Oh.
Till now. It takes about
That's a-
400 millions.
That's a bloody cattle prod. Is that, wait, or is it blood, or is that somebody wrote on it?
Not yet.
A little bit of both. Maybe they wrote on it in blood.
Yeah.
Words you can say. It could damage an organ if I'm not
It's interesting to start with me under just such circumstances.
twice.
It's hard for me to even believe that I'll survive this.
Give us all the information about your collaborators and the details of your next target. Let's start with your friend, Babak Azam.
Oh, are we going to be going back in time
Where can we find
to see what we did leading up to this point? Is this going to be a frame story?
Could be.
Was he the mastermind behind the attacks in March? Reza, don't make me use this again.
Haha, no. That would be tough and resist you.
Go to hell.
Jeffy.
I assume that's Babak.
Yeah.
So the first red achievement, that was the number 1, and this is 2.
Oh,
So I
okay.
assume maybe it's like chapters, perhaps.
There we go, chapter 3.
Merci. Ta farda. Eh?
You speaking
Listen, what are
French?
you doing?
No,
Call me
to say
for
thank you in
I know I'm good looking.
Persian,
Save
it's
your film
merci.
for
Oh,
something
really?
important.
That is fascinating. Whoa,
Every image has a story, Babak John. And today, right now, every picture counts. But I have plans for this picture back in Germany. Oh, yeah? That's nice of you, Reza John.
Oh, not for me, it's for Anna.
Hannah? Hannah kiye?
Oh, you're gonna like her. She's got a thing for Iranian.
Oh, yeah, واقعاً?
Yeah, man. I've told her about you and your legendary disco moves.
John Travolta, Baba, has nothing on me.
Nice. Here. And shit. What's this?
Listen to it, Reza. Gush kon behesh. It's Khomeini's latest speech, and it just came from France. A new Iran is coming, Reza John, and I'm here to help spread the word.
Oh yeah? How did you get your hands on
Oh,
it?
Bubba, you've been away too long. You forget. I have my ways.
Babak, what are you so worried about?
They have eyes everywhere. And these cassettes have become the voice of the revolution and therefore a threat to the regime. Now take it, Bubba. Here. You know you want to.
Okay, I'll take it.
Trust me. You're not gonna regret it.
You think what's on this could really make a difference?
Come on, Reza. Let's change Iran.
All right, so what's on the B-side?
Disco, of course. What are you, stupid?
So that's kind of the irony of the early days of the revolution. You had the words of the Islamic radical who wanted to create an Islamic republic with disco on the other side.
That's why you're here.
Bashi, okay, I'll give it a listen.
Honey, that's all I ask. Okay? But keep it hidden. And whatever you do not listen to it at home. I don't even want to imagine what your mother would do.
You're still scared of
About the
my mother.
disco or about
You're
Khomeini?
not?
Khomeini, yeah, for sure. No, disco was fine.
Yeah, it's so interesting just to try to imagine
Who's Bibi?
an alternate world Iran where it wasn't the Islamic Revolution that took over and these guys who love disco and just modern Westernism, like that was, if that had just been able to last through it.
Hey, can you read what that says?
Remember,
Reza?
they had that one before the U.S. decided we
They
needed
were
to be
victims.
involved in the situation.
So wait, we can learn more? Oh, interesting. So we
Oh,
like read up in this little
Get into
history thing.
That's cool.
Whenever you take a photo. I'm not quite sure how
I've never seen
this
anything like
mechanic
this.
works.
There has
So you wanna
be
get
at
the
least
green
100,000 people on the
Right in the
streets.
middle.
And then the yellow thing, like, yeah,
And the green and the yellow thing seem to be in lockstep too.
yeah. So you see something that happened about a very similar story in the Arab Spring,
Shariat Madari, Grand Ayatollah.
where you've got all these disparate groups pushing for revolution, and then in the end, it's the hardline Islamists that are able to seize power in the power vacuum that ensues. You see this with like the Muslim Brotherhood in Egypt right
Yeah.
now. You see this a little bit in Libya at the moment.
I've completely lost track
Never
of
thought
Libya,
I'd see the day
honestly.
the Shah statue would be trashed.
Well, most people have lost track of Libya.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a big deal. They toppled a monarchy that had lasted for 2,500 years.
But to
Wow.
me, hey, good luck trying to buy anything from the bazaar. All the shopkeepers have gone on strike too.
Yeah, it is cool. That's true. So you see the real picture next to the one that you took.
Oh yeah, that's true. I
neat.
didn't really cut on to that. That was what was going on. Must have been, an interesting thing for the artist to.
Are they praying? Is that what they're doing? Yeah.
Looks like, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, interesting. Mass public prayers.
Seriously, I can't wait to get these developed.
Did you get a picture of Ayatollah Shariat Madari? People are saying that he should lead Iran.
Sharia Madari.
He's a cleric who understands the hearts of the oppressed.
No religious mullah is going to lead this country. Fahmidi, understand? That's over.
Why not? Are we not a nation of Muslims, brother?
Brother, Barodar, we are a nation of equality greater than Western capitalism or your paganism. Mifamidi, understand? No mullah will run this government. Mifami
Hey,
Chimigan?
comrade, lighten up.
So here you can see some of the leftist Marxist influence.
Yeah, mustache.
We don't do
Yeah.
this, all right? All of this is about non-violence. We don't want to give the army any reason to intervene.
I don't trust this punk with his camera.
Yeah, I'll take
Pass the
that.
ticket.
Please,
Bora, keep walking. That's right.
Khajalat Bikesh. These communists. Always posturing, never thinking about the bigger picture. Come on.
Man, Babak, what happened to you back there?
Look, just because I didn't kick his ass doesn't mean I didn't want to.
Did you see his hair? You guys share the same barber?
Comrade, that's all you got? Come on,
Hey,
let's hit the
Tamiska.
streets.
Hey, Tamisk. Whoa.
Yeah. King Reza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great. That's probably my favorite street.
The people are angry, especially after Savak burned down the Cinema Rex.
Ooh, so Cinema Rex somebody barred the doors of a theater and then lit it on fire, and 422 people were killed.
Whoa.
And it was blamed on the parliamentary government by the Ayatollah. And then later it came out that it was an independent Islamic revolutionary that did it.
Oh.
And he confessed and was executed
Good will triumph.
after the revolution.
It's time to
Yeah,
discover
wow.
what this revolution's all about.
So use it to help the revolution and then actually get real justice.
Actually, well, what happened was the Islamic Republic executed a police officer that they had kind of forced a confession out of, and this guy saw that and was like, "That's
He
not
calls himself the
fair.
Lord of the Dead. He's a walking memorial.
He was innocent. I did it."
So he was cool with all the people he murdered,
Please
Right.
take a
but that one
Tell
cop
the world what is happening.
Right.
taking the fall for him. was
Okay,
not
Reza,
cool.
just look at this street as a sandwich. Are you okay, Bobby? Yeah, I'm great. Oh, yeah. It's
I like how they're moving the focus in and out as I'm trying to time this thing.
There's a lot of people not forgetting things.
Yeah. Yeah, I like instead of like so and so will remember this, which is what you hear in the Telltale games all the time.
Yeah.
They say will not forget this. Like they chose language that makes it sound a little bit more dire. Okay, so what am I looking at now?
I bet you don't see too many paycons in Germany.
I think it's a Persian-built car. Yeah.
The Iranian chariot. Nope. Kind of indistinct.
Yeah. It's. Yeah, I can't pick out most of that.
So, okay, so leave doesn't mean leave in the car. Leave means just leave the interface. Okay.
As I was saying, Reza, the cheese, the panini, that's what
This
makes
does
the
feel almost like
sandwich
a museum tour a little bit.
Kind of does.
the things we follow,
Lord
that's what makes
Fruit
Iran
Cheese.
Iran.
Like,
Mint,
I'm not gonna
basil,
try anymore.
tarragon,
Uh,
students,
Lord
writers,
F,
the
who's
revolutionaries,
saying this reminds him of
giving us
Persepolis,
the
which makes sense. That's another story of the revolution.
I don't think I've-
Excellent graphic novel.
Okay, yeah, I haven't read
My
Persepolis.
father and my brother are rotting in jail. How many more must unjustly be imprisoned so that the Shah can live in his lavish palace and deny us our basic freedom?
Persepolis
Here,
is good.
brother, read the truth of what is really happening. Anything else you read is corrupt and filled with lies.
Merci, Fahad. Thank you, sister.
خواهش میکنم برادر. Stay true, brother.
It's the only legitimate source.
So the wardrobe is really important to pay attention to. You'll
Yeah.
notice that there are no head coverings. She's wearing blue jeans. You're wearing blue jeans. Blue jeans were like a symbol of Westernism.
Yeah, and even like this dude here, who's pro-Islamic government, he's still dressed like a westernized
Right.
Persian guy.
So one of the pro-Islamic things to keep in mind is there were a lot of people who were pro-Islamic in the sense of, I am a moderate Muslim, and I want to be allowed to practice my religion, which I'm currently not allowed to do.
Seeds on top are all the people left in the
That
shadows
wound
by the
up
Shah.
being
Drug
almost
addicts,
entirely
beggars,
co-opted by
poor.
super right-wing fundamentalist Islam. And they aren't the same thing by a long stretch. You had a lot of moderate Muslim women who were like, well, yeah, I'd like to wear a hijab, by which I mean like a scarf that still like lets my bangs hang out and, shows my dedication to the Lord.
Yeah, that's called the chador.
Yeah. Without it being, I'm not ashamed of my hair, I'm proud of it, and I'm setting it aside, not, I don't know. It's a very complex thing where it's often forgotten that there were plenty of Muslims who were involved in the early parts of this who were like, yeah,
And
the
it's-
right to be a Muslim, and it turned into, the requirement to be a specific type of Muslim that I maybe wasn't when this got started.
Yeah, and it's too bad that because because it was this group that won out, and then because it was useful for a lot of folks in
Let's do it.
a lot of folks in, like, say, the United States, it's very useful for them to view all Muslims as being these super right-wing, kind of
Right, rather than having
hyper restrictive types, militant types. That suddenly, for many people who are not Muslim, they just think that's what Islam is. Like, Islam is this extremist religion, when actually it is every bit as compatible with just a normal, everyday Westerner's life as Christianity is.
Well, the big thing in Islam is that, with the exception of, like, especially Persian Shiite Islam, which is a minority of the Muslim world, but for the majority of 1.4 billion Muslims out there, there is no one leader, there is no one speaker, there is no pope. They all have their own independent imams, and the brand of Islam can vary all over the place. It's totally different. There is no authoritarian structure. So some might be really hardline and crazy, some might be completely different. And it actually makes it really difficult for the West to deal with, because we don't have any one person to talk to, right?
Yeah, we can't just, there's not even one small group of people that we can be like, hey, stop doing this.
Yeah.
And then they're like, okay, we'll stop. It's not like, something like World War II, where it's like, oh, we've stopped the Nazis.
Yeah.
Nazis aren't doing the thing they used to do anymore.
Come on, Reza, join in.
The deputies!
There go. Say it, brother.
Measures are therefore illegitimate!
That's right.
We, the
Illegitimate.
Iranian people, we must never forget what happened at the Cinema Rex by the hands of the secret police, the Savak. They trapped 425 innocent women, children, and men inside the cinema and burned it.
I don't understand what the motivation is for anyone from any side to do that, honestly.
Well, it doesn't make sense for the Savak to do it, because it was, at this time, there were a lot of people that were going out and vandalizing Western-style things, Western stores, Western clothing shops, as kind of a rebellion against the Western regime that was in power at the time. So it really doesn't make any sense that the Savak would do that.
So, in much the same way that we tend to oversimplify and go Middle East, Arabic, Muslim, big beard. They at the time were going Western things. That means movies, jeans, all that stuff. That's the bad guy. People like to oversimplify and categorize.
I thought that guy was about to murder me.
Savak in the military are everywhere.
All right, get over here.
I have a cousin named Ali.
I'll tell my cousin his eyes.
Oh.
So does he.
You're
apparently.
basically,
Yeah,
basically
that's
this guy.
me.
Yeah.
So long. I had to disappear from him.
He's got better hair, though.
Your cousin?
No, the me in the game.
What have you heard? Shishangi.
What did you do?
A few of us separated from the Mujahideen, and we committed ourselves to putting the showdown at any price.
Ali, you know this is a peaceful movement.
So, a little more context. The Mujahideen, in this context, were a very peaceful, moderate Islamic group.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I see some of our friends have decided to join us.
I think of them purely as the Afghan
Right.
rebels against
Yeah. So what he just said, I separated from the Mujahideen.
Because I'm too hardline for
Because
them.
I'm too hardline. I want to take them down with violence. And the Mujahideen were peaceful exclusively.
This way. Move. This is a disgrace, Reza. We're all supposed to be on the same side. We're all countrymen.
This could get violent.
Yes, it could.
This game should have like a collector's
That's
edition
exactly what
where
they want.
they send a Persian person to your house
So you must take a picture.
To explain
to
everything.
explain all of the context.
Well, if it's a deluxe edition, they should send some food, because, oh man.
Oh, Persian food, man.
Ugh.
See? There's always that.
Hey, Ali, what are you doing? Come on.
I think Zarnathium just bought this game.
Soldiers aren't the enemy.
Good job, Zarnathium.
Oppressed workers, don't you get that? They're forced to take orders by our oppressors. We're all the same in the eyes of this abusive government. What?
Who cares what they're wearing if they're attacking us?
You know, I wonder if this game will get distributed in Iran in a very similar way that the
Because
cassette
audio
tapes
cassettes, yeah.
were being distributed in Iran back in the day.
You always have a choice.
So support the show.
I'm not exactly sure what I'm saying, because I'm sort of following multiple threads at the same time here.
Yeah. I can tell you right now that all the creators of this game can probably never go back to Iran.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh, they've talked about it in interviews.
Yeah.
They can't go back.
Yeah, they're exiled.
You gotta try the rock. Wait for him.
When does it stop?
When we make it stop.
You are entirely correct, Lord F.
Yeah, it's.
You worry about your damn soldiers.
Don't do this, Reza. Trust me. Throw that rock, and it's gonna change you.
You can do this. Make
No,
it sad.
I'm a peaceful protester.
Stop it, Reza.
Ali, what about what Abbas is saying up there about peace and prayer?
Stick to your pictures, Reza. Why live in the real world when you can just take snapshots of this?
Listen to him, Ali. Doros me. You made the right choice, Reza. What are a few rocks going to do other than justify the army to attack us?
I don't know either, but it was hard to hold back.
They're taking Abbas. Final chance to redeem yourself. Do what's
Don't
in
listen
your
to
heart.
him, Reza. It's not the only way.
No.
Taking pictures.
You disappoint me, Reza.
Oh.
See, nobody forgets anything. It's-
Look what Ali started. Come on, let's get out of here.
D? Okay, there. Hey.
Watch out!
How do I click it?
yeah.
Oh,
There might have been like a timing element.
I think so, yeah. Oh no, my camera! Gotta get it. Camera. Oh. Whew. All right. I finally succeeded at, at one of these jobs. No, Lord Frutus, we have a history of liking
You okay?
liking nicknames that arrive in foreign languages. It's cool.
Take your pictures
Yeah.
now before
I
they
just
take
insist
us
on pronouncing them with
Show the
accents,
world
and it's
what's going on
awkward.
in our streets. If you ever get close enough to these rifles, you'll find 3 letters printed on them. USA.
Whoa, I didn't think this would get out of hand. What's with the military trucks?
I think this is Black Friday that you're living through
Yeah.
at the moment. There was an event where
No, they're not
protests really
With
broke
the
out and military started opening fire on crowds.
It really kind of makes our use of the word Black Friday feel very
Soldiers are standing around. They look clueless.
kind of suspect. I don't know.
I think it was somewhere between like 60 and 80 people were killed that day.
Must have been really interesting to be assembling these scenes, like, you know, using these original pictures as reference, deciding how to build a 3D world.
Oh my god. I got him. Easy. They really messed him up. Put him down, Bobby.
I would love to teach more history this way.
Yeah, right. Wouldn't that be
That's, I'm told, the Apollo 11 VR app,
Is all
which
like-
they describe as being like an interactive museum documentary experience, is incredible.
You know what I hear the killer app for the Vive is right now?
What's that?
It is the IKEA kitchen builder, where you can create an entire IKEA kitchen that you can then interact with.
My favorite thing on it is
Oh,
fantastic contraption.
oh,
Looks
yuck!
like he might pass out. Focus.
Ah!
Keep going.
This is like Surgeon Simulator.
Open the jacket. Under the jacket.
Okay.
Which is similar. Anytime in VR where you're building a big physical object in the space that you're in and sharing the space with a thing you made is incredible.
Oh,
That's a lot of blood.
wipe the blood from his body.
This is kind of weird. This is a little.
Like dealing with the violence, I guess, right?
Yeah.
What? Listen to me. I've been betrayed.
He's been stabbed.
Handle.
It got a little David Cage.
Something about
Yeah.
No, leave it in so a hospital can take care of it.
Somebody stabbed him.
No, I'm gonna kill him by doing this.
You're not a
Keep
doctor
going.
and you don't know.
I'm trying.
Oh.
Listen to me. I've been betrayed.
Did this really happen?
Seal up the wound now. How?
Click and drag over the wound.
I think you stopped the bleeding. Keep it up.
Good job.
You saved a bus.
I guess.
No, the button said so.
Apples, what the hell is going on?
Reza took care of him. He's gonna be okay.
Who is this?
Oh, Ava is like Sir.
Abbas.
That's
You're
right.
safe. I don't know what we do without him.
Abbas said he's been betrayed.
Who's trying to kill Abbas?
We need to get him out of here now.
Who treated your wounds?
Reza took care of him.
Thank you, Reza.
I don't know how to thank you. Help me get him up.
People in Iran have really good memory.
Please, clear the area. We can't leave any traces of Abbas. They can't know he's been injured.
Come on, Bibi.
So you're saying I shouldn't take a bunch of pictures? Take knife. Okay. Oh, do I have to? Oh, that's probably what I missed before.
That's how you should have taken the things.
Reza, we're not going until you get everything.
The secret documents.
Though, judging by what happened,
Maybe it's for the
good.
best that you did not have any secret
Yeah.
documents.
I never thought today would turn out like this.
Given that you failed the revolution.
This has got to be Abbas's book.
And prayer beads? Is that a thing?
These must be Abbas's glasses.
Wait, he just put them on. Okay, they need to do a better job of carrying that guy.
Abbas's wallet.
Ah, come on. All right, we got everything.
Sure you got everything?
Yeah,
I think I got it
absolutely sure. Yeah, the thing I like about this way of telling history is that you're not just learning sort of the top-down facts, you're seeing it from the bottom up, which is not a perspective you often get in like history classes and stuff.
Which is a shame because that's the way that
It's actually
you can actually
experience.
experience it and learn it, and it tends to be what actually gets people interested in it.
Who showed you the road here? Back in the early days of resistance. A boss.
I also wonder if your choices will or could affect what side you take in the revolution, whether you lean toward the hard Islamic or not. And either way, the bad guy seems to be being portrayed as the parliamentary government at the moment,
There's still some
with the exception of this,
guy?
of course.
I'm kind of hoping we wind up seeing the lovely ambiguity of the real world, where there are good and bad people on all sides of each.
Yeah.
No, there is a good side and a bad side always.
Because you didn't care if you died.
That's the same thing. I assert that that is the same thing. You're just trying to make me get questions wrong now.
You know what I love about heaven? Is that you never know which ghost you're going to run into.
So is this Ali or is this Abbas? What do you think?
Have you nothing to say?
Oh, or somebody else.
Somebody
Okay.
new?
What's going on?
That's enough.
Pick a thing.
Oh,
Too late.
oh. Sorry, I got distracted by the chat.
Cut this Sabak scumbag. Little pieces.
No. He was just doing his job.
Then we should all be thankful that he is now honorable. Get up. Push him. Get up!
It's gonna be okay, Hussein.
Please.
Is this the woman you met that day? Think, Reza. For your brother's sake.
You already know the answer. Please. It has nothing to do with this.
Yes.
Ian, what are you building?
Oh, I am building the G Self from Reconquista in G. The one series back protagonist suit from the Gundam show. It is a suit that I was never that into the design of until I saw someone else's in person, and I went, oh, it's actually pretty cool looking. It has way too many stickers. Way too many stickers.
There's no place for a whore like her in heaven. God only takes the virgins. Oh, so it was you.
I wonder if I just decided.
Your parents built. They taught you nothing but loyalty, and now your brother has to suffer.
What did you decide, Jeffrey?
Apparently, they decided the woman was with me. But I don't think I had any clear evidence one way or the other. I think so. I'm trying to decide if I'm making up the past history by how I confess.
Are your confessions defining the past?
Yeah, yeah.
This woman. Bibi.
Is he about to strangle me with prayer beads?
Tell me everything about every detail, brother.
Chronotos has had a question for you, Ian.
Yes.
You finished Barbatos?
I did. I finished the Barbatos. I did a fair amount of
You'll see soon enough.
painting up on that one. It's sitting off on my desk now.
You can trust me.
I'm not painting anything on this one, both because I'm not that crazy about the suit and because the colors on this guy are all a little bit off from like standard Gundam colors. So that wouldn't match, like the paints I have wouldn't match. I'd have to go out and buy paint specifically for this kit. And I'm crabby and I didn't want to do that.
Trust me, you don't want to be making this argument when we get inside.
See, that's kind of what I was just saying. Like, it didn't make any sense for Savak to be doing that.
Just only if you just believe, oh, these guys are the villains, a bad thing happened, the villains must have done the bad thing. Not really thinking through anyone's motivations or...
Right.
That's it? Just enough? Yeah. Yes, you should be. Hey, how do you know her anyway? Oh, she volunteered in my village about 2 years ago as an engineer. Helped us build a well.
How did she go from being an engineer to starting a revolution?
Look, Ezra, you see enough bad things in life, it motivates you to make a change. You know she's the one who's been publishing your pictures.
I'm glad she likes them.
She thinks your pictures can be a real asset.
My part is taking pictures, not choosing sides.
Look, Ezra, you may not realize it, but you're gonna have to pick a side, okay? You may not want to, but it's gonna happen.
Hey, what are you doing? It's me. Who is this guy?
He's on our side. How come I've never seen him, huh?
What are you doing?
He's one of us.
Relax.
I'm taking him to BB.
Stop it!
Ah! Hand was not in the right place.
You're going down.
Oh! I have died? I was killed!
What?
I was killed! Wow, that probably made Babak feel a little weird about the revolution. Okay, let's try this again.
Hey, what are you doing? It's me. Who is this guy?
He's on our side. How come I've never seen him, huh?
I hate this guy.
What are you doing?
I'm with Babak.
I'm taking him to BB.
Stop it! Hey, get off!
You're going down.
Leave him alone!
Contosis is absolutely right that he's an insane number of stickers. The most insane stuff is there's stickers, blue on blue stickers. With these shoulder thingies up here, the front tips of them have blue stickers in them, even though it's blue. It makes no sense.
Is this a texture thing?
I guess it reacts a little bit differently under black light. Like the stickers will glow.
This guy's your security? What's wrong with your desert?
But I'm not
Why did you
planning to
attack me?
display this thing on black light, so I'm not going to put any more stickers on top of stickers.
Yes, Taylor, it bothers me that the box doesn't fill up.
Yeah, it bothers me too.
Okay, calm down, all of you. Let's
Turning green is not as satisfying as filling the box and then turning green.
He's not a stranger. He's family.
I know you could have knocked him
Weird
out.
having this guy on my side.
But just like at the protest with Ali, you showed restraint.
Like the guy who tried to murder you?
No more cigarette books. 7. Interesting looking at, you can clearly see the connection between Arabic numerals and the version of Arabic numerals that we use
Well, that's
in our
yeah,
alphabet.
That's where they came from.
It's,
Yeah.
like, it's like they're all rotated different ways, different emphases
Well,
on different
keep in
parts
mind,
of the
I mean,
symbol.
Our numerals are literally called Arabic numerals.
Well, right, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
We used to come here as kids. Now look at this place.
We're not kids anymore.
Hey, Ali, what's going on? Reza, are you okay? What happened?
Jafar and Azar. Things got a little out of hand. So what?
It's not how we handle things, Ali.
And how exactly are we supposed to handle things? With words? Banners? No, we need fists.
Ali, basse.
And force!
Abbas made his orders clear.
Who do you think put me in?
I recognize her voice.
I don't have to justify my actions to you.
Can you look it up?
Yeah.
Ali has committed his life to our cause, but his passion is a little misguided.
It might be.
Violence is all he
There's
knows.
that journalist on House of Cards.
From the looks of you, it runs
Oh.
in the family.
That
Kate
might be-
Mara?
No.
Is he here?
No, after that.
He's okay.
Oh,
He's
oh, her.
You saved his life, Reza, and he'd like to see you.
Wait, he wants to see Reza?
I'll take you to him. Said, please take Babak backstage.
I'll catch up with you later, Reza.
I remember a few of these people from the protest. What are they doing? Are they playing
Taylor was asking what we would think about a timer fading away in the chat box rather than a separate bar.
No, that's
Like
Everyone
inside
knows
each of the
this
chat boxes? Is that what
Yeah, so it fades inside the chat boxes instead of elsewhere.
Oh, so it's easier to tell what's going on? Yeah. That might be interesting because you could put them on different, like there's certain actions you can only take quickly. That could open some possibilities.
I really like how Oxenfree handled timing on conversations.
And you failed because you lack conviction. What do you say?
So apparently this game was at Sundance.
What'd you say?
It was at Sundance.
Oh. This game was at Sundance?
Yeah.
Oh.
Which is really interesting.
Yeah, I guess it's the kind of thing that would like appeals on levels is outside of, this is a neat new game. Like, so it seems that, it could sort of go outside, be alongside other media and be interesting to the same audience.
He's just one of them. Now get back to work. There's still much to be done.
I'm sorry, Bibi.
This way, Reza. Come on.
You heard her. Let's go. I think
Do you still have the rolls of film?
Garrett, do you want to talk about the weird thing where Iran elects a president,
I do.
Good.
but they also have a ruler for life, Supreme Leader Ayatollah?
Sure. I totally nailed it. She's Ayla Sayad in House of Cards.
Oh, really?
Totally
Nice.
picked that out. Yeah.
Come to
Nice.
the lobby, please.
So you've got this religious leader, and then you also have an elected.
We've acquired.
It's actually very, very similar to the way that England works, in that you have a queen who's appointed for life, and then you have a parliament.
Except just the power balance is
The
completely
power
different.
balance is completely different. So the Ayatollah basically runs a puppet parliament that gives people they feel like they've got a say.
And I imagine they might actually have a say on lower level stuff where it's not a
Sure.
question of
Sure.
is this the right thing
Setting
for an
aside
Islamic
taxes
government to do?
fix potholes or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Sure, the government actually runs that. But when it's matters of policy,
Now, interestingly, in recent years, so Iran at this point, the majority of Iran is under the age of 30,
Oh, interesting.
which means the majority of Iran was born after the revolution happened. And it's kind of an interesting parallel because prior to the revolution, you had everybody being sick of being controlled by the West and being pro-West, and they wanted their own Persian identity. And then now you have the majority of Iranians who are kind of sick of being defined as being anti-West and being against the West, and they kind of want their own non-anti-West, anti-Israel government.
That's the closest thing, I think, to a
Yeah.
picture of Abbas.
well, defining yourself as anti-West is still letting the West define you in a big way.
Yeah, exactly. And you know,
They aren't allowed
Ayatollah.
to explore and develop and become their own thing. They have to maintain a hard anti-West stance.
Abbajan, Baba can stay.
I wasn't asking, Reza. Excuse us, Baba.
Thanks, Reza.
What did your pictures reveal?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Abbajan. I couldn't get a good picture.
It looks like it could have been anybody up there. The nationalists, the clerics, the communists, or even my friends the Mujahideen. Looks like they all want to kill.
Why would they want to kill you?
I don't want Iran to trade.
We're probably
one
going to quit at the
master
next
for another.
opportunity because
I
it's
want it free, not
it's getting late.
Americans or the Soviets, or even God. Truly free.
Not many people have your conviction.
You're right. Which is why I needed your picture to shed some light on who might have done this.
I'm so close.
Sorry, I couldn't help.
Sorry. Sorry doesn't help me.
Oh, that's what I said.
I don't know who did it, but I found a few things in the alley that you might find interesting. Abbasjan, do you recognize this?
That's from the bazaar.
Wait, how do you know?
My father used one just like it in his rucksack. He used it to shear extra wool from the rugs.
Guess what? I found your wallet.
Okay, so I really could have missed stuff. Like each of these looks like it's an independent.
I can
Yeah.
get another one made downstairs. Like this. There is no greater poet than Rumi. Here, I would like you to have it.
Are you sure you want me to have this?
That's man. Take it.
Thank you, Abbas.
You know what, Reza? There might be another way to find out who the mole is after.
Really? I'm not sure how I
The
could.
truth is that Bibi and I have made it no secret that one of your pictures will identify the mole.
Wait, what? Why would you do that?
Reza, it was the only way to draw out the mole. It was my only chance.
Yeah, that explains why everyone's so suspicious of me. Khoda, what did I got myself into?
Abakja, here. Come in. Take him to Bibi. Get him a new ID.
Look up,
He's going
I'm
to
just,
need it.
I'm just a photographer. That's all.
Nonsense. You did the eyes of the revolution. Now you need to be the ears. Shake the tree. Look around. Talk to people.
Yeah.
Reza, tell me who could have done this. I'm depending on you.
Well, that's chapter 10.
Nice. Well, that's about as far as we can go today. So we're probably we'll quit as soon as we get a menu back.
What happens if you just take an escape?
I don't know.
Let it open up.
Got this pause
Yeah, there
button
you go.
there. So curious what it has here.
Oh,
Interesting.
okay. So you're about a fifth of the way through.
Maybe so. Yeah.
Well, is it skipping numbers? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It
Yeah,
goes
it
straight
is.
from 38 to 47. So
He
maybe those
missed
are like
stuff.
the choices that you make
Yeah.
affect that.
Interesting.
They probably
'Cause
want
those are
you
the
to.
stories, not the chapters.
Yeah.
That's like the photographs he took and
They probably want you to play
What
through it
scenes he
multiple
cut.
times to see the various stories.
different sides of the events.
That'll be interesting. All right. So, and of course, like all things, this crashes on quit. I'm starting to think there's something wrong with my computer and not something wrong with the games that I play. So that was 1979 Revolution. You know, I'd encourage you guys to check it out. It's a pretty unique game. It does things that not a lot of other games do. Tomorrow we're